Okay, so my journey back to natural and free. Okay, so this is me and my older sister, and I was pretty happy as a kid, despite this picture here. But I liked my natural hair. It wasn't really hard. I didn't really have those horror stories of like hurting my hair, my mom yanking my hair out, or anything crazy. But then I do remember distinctively, like around fifth grade, fourth, fifth grade, I started getting my hair pressed, which you could see there. And I started just getting obsessed with straight hair. It started making me want to permanently straighten my hair, especially since my mother had a relaxer as well. And my mom finally gave in when I was in sixth grade. Somehow I worked that out. My sister had to wait till she was in eighth grade. But you see me here thinking I was bad, my leather jacket. So then I decided, straight hair wasn't enough. I wanted to dye the ends of my hair like Aaliyah, red, which caused breakage extreme. I was in eighth grade. Crazy, I know. That's me after the dye. We had to dye it back black to get it back healthy. And honestly, by the time I was in high school, my hair was not thin at the ends. We trimmed away all that craziness and it was thick and nice and full. And, I was like, cool, I'm ready to color my hair again. I love Beyonce, and hey, she's blonde. Blondes have more fun. So I took my mother in 10th grade to dye my hair blonde. That's me with the blonde, feeling myself. So in college, that's when stuff got real. I had to do my hair for the first time on my own, and I had no idea what I was doing. Well, that didn't last for long because my hair started breaking off piece by piece. Like I was seeing it breaking off. And I went from having like hair like booby length to like just beyond my shoulders. And I saw it, but I was kind of like, I don't know what to do besides keep trimming. Like that's the only way I can get rid of the dead ends. So then it just got above, like it was getting really, really, really short. I didn't know what to do, so I just kept doing what I kept doing, which was dyeing, relaxing, and straightening. Honestly, I just gave into weaves. There was this thing called infusions. I wanted to try it out. It looked like what the video girls had, and I felt like I could still have long hair again. And forget my real hair. I don't really have to take care of it if I have weave. Like, what's the point? So, yeah, broke my hair off. I had to get more weaves. I got cornrows here. Of course, it was still blonde. I wasn't going to let that go. So I thought until my mother was like, look, your hair's unhealthy. We're dyeing it back black and we're going to get it healthy and you're going to stop it and you need to find a hairstylist in Tallahassee. Yeah, I reluctantly listened. I mean, I went back black. You can see my hair is growing again here. It's thick. I mean, it was lived, I should say, is because I wanted color again. Like, I was kind of like, I'm not used to seeing my hair black. I don't have damage anymore. Mom, can you kind of do something? And then I started dyeing again. And after this point, it never really got past armpit length. Like, I would go from shoulder to armpit length over and over. I graduated college, moved to Orlando for a little bit, and then ended up moving to Atlanta. And I didn't have my mother, and I didn't want to pay for a hairstylist, so I started getting sew-ins. I'll come home to Orlando like every 3-4 months, get a new sew-in, and replace it. And then if I knew I can really book it right, I would go ahead and get a relaxer, wear my hair out for like a month, come back to Orlando to get another sew-in. I would just spread it. What's crazy is this entire time, like the natural movement was going on, and I started thinking about it more. Like a friend of mine was kind of like, why are you relaxing? And I thought about it and got a relaxer the next week. I eventually started actually looking into it and researching more and more, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to stop relaxing. So I took out my sew in, I was feeling good about it, ended up getting a relaxer and put in another sew in. So at this point, I just was kind of like, this is my last relaxer for real, for real. Like, I have to make a decision. Either I'm going to go ahead and stick this thing out or I'm going to keep relaxing. You can't go natural and relax. I also decided to stop coloring my hair. I got one color out of my system, and that was on my weave. And then I said, I'm done with color for at least for now. Here, I'm starting to take care of my hair. You can see my hair is getting thicker, When I took this sewing out, I was like, wow. It hadn't even been that long, and already my kinky hair was already starting to take over. So I decided I was going to have to trim little by little. Both of the textures, as they became harder to manage, I decided a mini chop was needed. Like here, you can see like my ends are kind of getting scraggly, and I was getting breakage where the relaxer and the kinkier hair met. After my mini chop, I became somewhat of a product junkie and was just playing with my hair. Like I was doing everything from Bantu knot outs to here on this next picture is a twist out. I started doing buns as well. I was just playing with my hair and having fun. Like this was the first time I really felt like I knew how to do my hair. And I was doing curls, flex rods. I even tried curl formers. And I just love this because I never knew how to do my hair. I even found a kinky textured weave to get a sew in with, and I was so ecstatic. Like, I've never had hair that was tight or just kinky looking, so this was a different look for me. Although this is looser than my hair texture, I really feel like it was truly a transition, something to get me used to seeing my hair. It was the time where I actually was embracing the idea of being natural. I think honestly, you should find a look or something that makes you feel comfortable or get used to seeing yourself without straight hair. Like the more I thought, the more I just wanted to see my hair completely natural and completely just me. It gave me the boost I needed to go ahead and say it was time for the big chop. This picture was actually the night of my big chop. Like I remember coming home from dinner saying, that's it. I just want to see my hair. Take this out. We're going to do it. So my boyfriend and my roommate, they helped me take out my sewing and we did the big chop. It was like 4 a.m. in the morning. Like looking back, it's hilarious because I'm looking at myself and I'm like, this wasn't really that cute. But I mean, I felt cute. I mean, until like the next few days later, I was kind of like, I gotta go out. So I ended up getting another protective style. This time it was the box braids. I was like, I can do this until I figure out exactly how I'm gonna style my hair super duper short. And I rocked those braids. Like I love them. I love them. So all good things must come to an end, and so did the braids. So I took it out, and that was actually my first time wearing out in public. My boyfriend took me on our first natural date, as we called it, and it gave me the confidence I needed to be comfortable with rocking my hair. I mean, this is what I was going to be looking like. So, hey, I went to work. Work was a little different. Like out and about, it was nice. It was fun. No one gave me weird stares at work. It was like question after question, like constantly. Like some of the stuff was actually kind of offensive. So I actually ended up conforming and I made a U part. This was it. I never really took pictures at work, but I made a straight U part that I could wear to work and to avoid the questions. Also made a kinky U part so I could use it as a protective style just for whenever I felt like it was windy, it was starting to be fall, the weather was unpredictable. And I kind of just wore my hair out on the weekends sometimes, but it gave me the flexibility. My hair was starting to grow with these protective stylings, and I would go back and forth, and you could see now I actually have a real puff. And I was just embracing it, like I was just loving it. I was doing twist outs and puffs like all the time. Eventually, I got tired of the double life, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wear my hair out at work, and they can ask me as many questions as they want, but I'm gonna make them get used to it and answer as ever many as it takes until they see my hair as just hair like everybody else. I actually don't get that many questions anymore. The bulk of my questions, surprisingly enough, comes from either black people who make comments or actually a biracial girl. Like I realize there's such negative connotations that goes with anything black, whether it be dark skin, kinky hair. Like people just see it as a negative thing. I try to use these questions as an opportunity to educate and remove some of the ignorance. Sometimes it gets overwhelming, but other times I'm like, maybe me saying this will change your perception of yourself or your perception of your black side or your perception of black females or whatever the case. I never realized that hair had so much power. I also realized the more I started embracing my hair, the more I just noticed people were loving it. Like, it was like night and day. And the fact that it's so versatile, like I would go from straight hair to a puff to twists to whatever I wanted, to weaves, basically everything I was doing before and more. Like here's a heatless bun. Like I don't know, like I've never had this much versatility with my hair. Like, what other hair do you know you could wear a fro and literally, like, the next day just have straight hair and do like a U part, like that looks like a sew in, and then go right back whenever you feel like it? One time for the nose. That's us at the national championship. I know that has nothing to do with anything, but I feel like my this quote actually explains it best. Like, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Like, once you start illuminating with this light within yourself, like, others around you just embrace the kinkiness, the curliness, and all that you are. Like, just enjoy this time and learn your hair. Like, it's your hair, it's your God-given hair. At the end of this, I will list some tips, but another tip is everyone's journey is different. I heard that, but it means so much. Don't try to have your hair looking like somebody else's, but try to have your hair looking like your best hair ever. And remember, no matter what, natural hair is flawless because God made it. So do you, boo. Time, go ahead and rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be glad to do more videos. But here are a list of some of my natural hair tips to help you on your journey. Love you guys.